at Halloween, and it's not just a favorite for kids, but also a favorite for dentists.
Oh, it sure is. Studies show people consume up to 675 grams of sugar on Halloween. That's over 2 cups. So what's the best way to keep your mouth healthy? Well, to tell us about the best and worst candies for Halloween, we're joined by dentist Dr. Robert DiPilla. Thanks a lot for coming in this morning.
It's a real pleasure, Chris, and thank you, Lauren, for letting me be here today.
So glad you're here. So let's get right to it. Tonight there's going to be a lot of candy handed out, and you say there's some candy that's better than worse.
Yeah, exactly. So, today I kind of brought a little array of candy. A little smorgasbord for you today. So we got the traditional candy, and then as far as the anti-dentite of candy is the candy corn.
Okay.
Packed full of sugar, no nutritional value at all. It has dyes in it, and then also kind of what is worse is the circus peanuts.
Really?
So once again, so let's go over the...
Is that because they stick in your teeth?
They stick in your teeth, and then they just kind of get into the crevices. So let's go over the American Heart Association recommended daily allowance. So for males, you're allowed to have at least 36 grams of sugar per day, and also for females, 27. So what does that equate to? So having 36 grams of sugar, that's 9 teaspoons for you, Chris. For Lauren, it's only 20, as far as 6 teaspoons of sugar. So once again, after that, so it's like having maybe 2 candies or 3 candies for you, and you're done for the day.
More sugar for me, Lauren. More sugar for me.
Also, what I brought is some alternatives, so which I like. I like dark chocolate. It has cacao in it from the cocoa plant. It's more organic. It's better for you, and especially these other fruit juices. And if you look at the ingredients in here, that's everything that we can read.
Yeah.
There's no preservatives at all fresh fruit. And what's happening right now, the new wave, I'll give you an example where my son has an egg allergy, and then also most kids have peanut allergies. So the new wave we've been seeing is that alternatives would be toys. So I did a social experiment at my house, and I had a bowl of candy, and I had some toys, and my son Luca, who's 6, he picked up the toy.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's the son of a dentist, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because last night I was packing all the candy, and he goes, where are you going with that? I said, I'll promise to bring it back. He looks at me and goes, dentist.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Right.
So those bars, love those That's It bars, and my kids love those too. I think that's a great alternative.
This is a great alternative.
Yeah.
This one here I'm going to keep myself, so I'm going to have that for
that.
later on.
And so I've seen this thing going around on social. It's after the kids go trick-or-treating, the parents let them pick a couple treats, then they put them outside, and the Switch comes and gives a toy as an alternative.
That's a great alternative. Switch you can do. Actually, you can go to your local police station or fire station that will take that. And then, believe it or not, most dentists, if you bring it in, you can bring it to the dental office, and they'll give you tokens for that as well, or a prize or a toy.
That's a nice little trade. Okay, so other than your son who likes the toys, a lot of kids are going to be eating candies tonight. So how can they minimize the detrimental effects it has on your oral health?
So great question. So I think anything in life is moderation you should have. And I think that most parents should kind of like go through the candy for them, pick out the ones that they should have per day. Just don't really too gorge so much in that particular evening.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. And what about the parents? Because what I find is, like, we'll take their bucket of candy and then, like, I'm digging in it. Like, what's an alternative for us?
Doesn't most parents do that? We don't do that, right?
Come on, we need the candy too.
Right, but what should we do? And I know you were talking about brushing your teeth and when to do that.
I think what an important point is that when, for ourselves and our kids, if you're having a lot of candy, please brush 30 minutes after. The reason why you want the acids in your mouth to neutralize, so you want your saliva to buffer those acids, and then you can brush right after. We're so programmed to brush right after, and what you're doing is you're moving those acids all over the place in your mouth.
All right, so just relax a little on the brushing after eating candy. I mean, I can get behind that. Now, talk about when it comes to kids with braces. I remember having braces. I don't know, do kids even get braces anymore? It's probably some magical thing that straighten teeth now, right? What should they do when it comes to candy?
So that's funny that you say that, because my son, Enzo, who's 9, he has braces right now. So once we have to kind of eliminate some of the sticky stuff for him. So, we have a water flosser for him. We have a certain electric toothbrush for him. So you kind of want to get in there, and nothing really too sticky or hard that will kind of break off the brackets or any type of the rubber bands that are on there.
And we talked about the sticky candies and then some candy alternatives. Is there a regular candy that would just be better for kids?
Well, I think anything that is not GMO, less sugar is probably the best alternative for them. You know, once again, they're making a lot of candies right now that are not really dark chocolate, but more milk chocolate with especially coconut in there, and also almonds in there as well. But once again, you got to be careful, especially with kids who have peanut allergies as well, or nut allergies.
And just one final thing about the oral health. What is an early warning sign when it comes to cavities for kids?
Okay, so really the main thing is, especially youngsters, I'm a big advocate for kids under 6 not to have fluoride, and I'll tell you why. What happens with kids under 6 years old, they'll start swallowing the toothpaste. And what will happen is the fluoride is great for your teeth, but not in your stomach. All right. So I think the course of treatment is going to your dentist every 6 months and also kind of minimizing the amount of sugar intake that they have.
All right. Well, we'll see if the kids can do it tonight. It is Halloween. Dentist nightmare. Hey, thanks a lot for coming in, Dr. DiPilla.
It was my pleasure, Chris, and thank you, Lauren.
Thank you.